Ever since William Peter Blatty blessed us with his 1971 novel The Exorcist, there has been a perpetual fear of the supernatural, a demonic force seeking to control us, possess our bodies, and destroy us from the inside out. However, Blatty wasn't the only author to nail this concept. There are some extraordinary books out there that bring to life demons that will haunt your dreams for years to come. So today on Top 5 Scary Videos, I'm going to be counting down our list of the top 5 scariest demons from literature. Of course, honorable mention goes out to The Exorcist, a book that is far too good to appear on our list. Let's jump in. Coming in at 5, My Best Friend's Exorcism by Grady Hendrix. My Best Friend's Exorcism is perhaps one of the best horror novels I've read in a very long time, and I definitely purchased it on a whim. I mean, the cover itself is an old VHS tape donned with iconic 80s imagery. What's not to love? But thankfully the book was just as good as its artwork. Now, the story is set in 1988 and follows Abby, who has just started her junior year of high school in South Carolina. Her best friend Gretchen is by her side, and the pair have been inseparable ever since they met during Abby's 10th birthday. However, things descend into madness one night when a group of them take LSD, and Gretchen disappears into the woods and returns a few hours later, claiming nothing happened. However, her behavior changes, and Gretchen becomes more erratic, resulting in Abby believing she has been possessed by a demon. Now, this book is a rare exorcism story that will make you hide and cry. It's a truly terrifying tale, but also a loving tribute to a high school friendship, proving that the strength of a bond between women is never more intense than during the throes of adolescence. Now, the book is called My Best Friend's Exorcism, so you can expect that things get pretty dark pretty fast, with the showdown between Abby and her possessed friend forming the climax of the book. It's gory, intense, and at times disgusting, which is jarring considering it feels at points like a young adult story, before reminding us very quickly that this is a story about a demonic presence destroying the innocence of a young girl. Now, what makes this nameless demon truly terrifying is that it cripples a young friendship, leaving us in a puddle of tears craving more. Shows us a young girl thrown into a world of evil and destruction, with Abby never once giving up in order to save her friend. And the exorcism that occurs is one that will linger with you for a while to come. The demon in My Best Friend's Exorcism is not to be messed with and will leave you clinging to your nearest and dearest in hopes that it won't take them next. It is quite honestly the perfect book. Coming in at 4, The Present Darkness by Frank E. Peretti. The Present Darkness is a book that expertly shows contemporary views on angels, demons, prayer, and spiritual warfare, as demons struggle for control of the citizens of a small town of Ashton. Ashton is a typical small town, however, when a skeptical reporter and a pastor begin to investigate mysterious events, they suddenly find themselves caught up in a hideous New Age plot to enslave the townspeople, and eventually all of mankind. The Present Darkness brings together the physical world and the spiritual realm, pitting the forces of good and evil up against one another, as some of the darkest and most terrifying demons seek to destroy all that is living. The demons are depicted as bat-winged, almost like something out of a painting, with them lurking around every corner, on college campuses, in arcades, whispering in the ears of the weak, telling lies and bringing about evil to the innocent. The book is essentially a direct product of the satanic panic of the 1980s, which troubled the US. Most will have heard of this due to satanic ritual abuse, which was essentially a rash of false allegations made against daycare centers in the 90s. Whether you have faith or not, The Present Darkness is perhaps one of the most terrifying books ever written, simply because it is built upon demonic conspiracy, a paranoia that spreads like wildfire. The Present Darkness, read it, not just for the demons, but for the lingering paranoia that will remain within you. Coming at 3, Demon Camp, A Soldier's Exorcism by Jen Percy. Demon Camp is set in 2005 and follows a Chinook helicopter that crashes carrying 16 special ops soldiers during a rescue mission in a remote part of Afghanistan, killing everyone on board. Following the incident, machine gunner Caleb Daniels, who lost his best friend Kip in the crash, begins to see the deceased souls everywhere, their burned bodies constantly watching him. However, they aren't the only thing haunting Caleb. There's a dark presence that has returned with him too, a demonic entity that calls itself the Black Thing, or the Destroyer, a paralyzing horror that Caleb believes is a demon. Caleb seeks out a minister in rural Georgia who is dedicated to casting demons from the afflicted. The book successfully nails the terror and wildness of living amongst spirits, and the rush and paranoia of seeing monsters in every shadow and around every corner. Demon Camp is terrifying yet emotional and will have you checking every shadow for the black thing seeking to possess your body. Coming in at 2, Come Closer by Sarah Gran. Come Closer tells the story of a woman named Amanda. She begins making a series of baffling decisions without understanding why she's making them, and without clear recollection of doing so. Amanda quickly loses control of her life and begins to wonder if there are outside forces at play, perhaps a demon driving her towards self-destruction, or if it's only herself. Now, the book primarily focuses on loneliness and isolation and the fear that comes with that, with the supernatural happenings almost being a second thought. It's also perhaps one of the first books that primarily dabbles in the experiences of the possessed person over that of the Exorcist. Now, this is one book on our list that I truly don't want to spoil for you. However, I will say that Sarah Gran expertly grounds the demonic story that it becomes a work of sympathy and love. If you love horror, spooky, and character-based novels, you will adore Come Closer, a book which houses perhaps one of the scariest and heartbreaking demons in literature. Finally, coming in at number 1, Mr. Begone by Clive Barker. Mr. Begone is a short metafiction novel by Clive Barker, the author who blessed us with the Hellraiser series, so going in expectations are high, obviously. The book immediately kicks off with the narrator attempting to convince the reader to burn the book they're currently reading, before reluctantly agreeing to tell their story and introducing them to a demon named Jacobok Botch, who lived a traumatized life in hell, especially due to his physically abusive demon of a father. To prevent himself from losing his mind, Jacobok decides to write violent, hate-filled papers in which he commits torture and patricide. Yeah, it's rough. Mr. Begone is a book that you will wish you had heeded the advice of the narrator before delving in. However, it's too late now, we're in too deep, so let's proceed. As previously stated, the novel kicks off in hell, where we're introduced to the sadistic family comprised of demons. Jacobok wants to ingratiate himself with his mother by inventing the first mechanical disemboweler, and shortly after he is horribly disfigured in a fire, resulting in him losing his nose and lips. Ultimately, Botch winds up in the upper world after travelling through the 9 layers of hell, barely making it out alive. He links up with an elder demon, even more adept at evil, and for 38 years they travel around the countryside doing repulsive things like burning people and even taking baths in the blood of infants. Yeah, this book is a tough read, but is exactly what you would expect from the mind of Clive Barker. Jacobok Botch, you don't want to encounter him on a dark, cold night, or any other night for that matter. Well, there we have it. Do you guys agree with our list? Are there any demons that we missed? Remember, this is all personal opinion, so don't come for me. Leave us all your thoughts and feelings in the comments down below, and perhaps we can do a part 2. If you haven't already, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss another scary vid. And until next time, see you later.